Good morning, brothers and sisters. Do you have enough time to enjoy the Lord? Are you satisfied with His steadfast love? I hope you're willing to spend time with Him, for this is the best portion. It is the most worthy. It is not wasting your time at all. It is the most helpful to you, your life, and in your mission. We will sing a hymn in God's Family Hymnal, the 4th, Song 72, The Lord's Love Dream, His Affectionate Attention. There is no English version. I have translated for you. How you long to stay close with me. You wait and knocked at the door night. Heart to heart in the flood of love is your and my joy and pleasure. Oh Lord, I want to seek your face, stay in the light of your presence. Your spirit and mine being one, drained fully the sweet union of love. It is so precious. The hymn mentioned the Lord longs to stay close with us. He has proved His heart to us by action. He lived over the mountains, bouncing over the hills. He went through many hardships in order to dwell in our hearts. When we experience the weakness in our spirits, but how precious, He didn't give up. He keeps knocking the door in our hearts. Brothers and sisters, I hope we can see the heart of the Lord. When you understand and realize His heart to us, we are strengthened by Him. We are compelled by His undying love. It is because not the Lord is unable that we are weak. It is we who haven't fully understand the love of the Lord, so that we have not compelled by His love. Our love response to the Lord can satisfy His heart most. The verses I'd like to share with you is in the book of Song of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 2. And it said, I slept, but my heart was awake. A sound, my beloved is knocking. Open to me, my sister, my love, my dove, my perfect one. For my head is wet with dew, my locks with the drops of the night. Here it talked about Solomon went to see Shulamite one night, but Shulamite didn't open the door. There are many excuses, of course. In verse 2 it said, I slept, but my heart was awake. It talked about the Christians. Their spirits are willing to draw near God, but their spirits are weak. She was laying on the bed, but how precious, not only the beloved was knocking the door, there was a sound as well. Shulamite heard the voice of her beloved, while her spirit was weak. The voice of her beloved was so tender. He said, my sister, my love, my dove, and my perfect one. The voice of the beloved has moved his love. She got up and opened the door for him. So you can see his praising to his love has worked greatly in her heart. Here is the big reminder for us. We are not coming to the Lord by good deeds, but by faith. Even when we are weak, we are not doing anything to please God, to show to Him our repentance. We draw near the Lord by faith. We want to hear the voice of our beloved. That is His praising and appreciation to us. That is His heart to us. For He hasn't changed alone. Our identity in His heart hasn't changed at all. We're His sisters and His love, His most loved and His most compatible one. We are His dove and perfect one forever. We are sinners and we are perfect. Brothers and sisters, we know His heart from His praising. His salvation has changed us completely, and we are the most perfect. We come to Him by faith, and our spirits are raised. Brothers and sisters, to pay attention on the Lord's appreciation and enjoy His praising, it is the fountain of strength every day for every one of us. For me, many a time I was so stressful before I shared a message or gospel. I always wanted to express myself well and clear. I hope brothers and sisters are benefited. I don't want to make mistakes, or I didn't well prepare, whether it was the content of the message or how well my spirit has prepared. Therefore, my stress level was high. But the Lord really taught me. He reminded me again and again to pay attention on the Lord Himself, to enjoy His appreciation and praising, to take note of His heart. The turning in mind has reminded me from my stress. I found it was easier, and I'm much more relaxed. Now it's sinned, it doesn't bother me anymore, or I don't really mind whether I have shared very well or not. And the most important is the Lord appreciates me. I hope brothers and sisters can enjoy fully the Lord's appreciation and praising on you every day. This really helps our spirits a lot. May the Lord bless us. I'd like to tell you a story. This story was about a man named Wallander. The Wallander factor was named after him in psychology. Let's talk about who was he. Kyle Wallander was a very famous high-wire artist in America. He fell to his death in one big performance. After that incident, his wife said, "I knew something bad would happen this time." Before the performance, he kept saying to himself, "This show is very important. I cannot fail." In the past, when he could make it, all he could think of was walked across the high wire. He wouldn't think of the consequences or what would happen. Later on, there was a proper name in psychology as Wallander factor. The phenomenon is the more you worry the situation will happen, the more chance it will happen this way. It means the more you think, "I cannot go wrong, I must do it right," then the easier you will fail. There was a research done in Stanford University in America. The brains in the human body, a certain image will stimulate his nervous system. For example, the golfer, before he hit the golf ball, he talked it to himself, "Don't hit it to the water." His brain will then have the image of the golf ball landed on the water. As a result, things didn't happen this way. Very often, when you do not want the golf ball landed on the water, but it happened. This research has proved the Wallander factor is true. When it applies to our life, sometimes we are thinking too much. What are we thinking? The result of the matter, the criticism from people, the negative responses from others. We will think of all these things, but we have neglected the matter itself. The most important of the matter is the Lord Himself, His will. When we cannot adjust our mind well, the result of how we perform will be worsened. Just like what I have said, our body, soul and spirit are cooperate with each other. Especially our mind are very important. We have to think of the Lord and His heart to us. But not thinking, be aware of the failure. Need to be careful. There is enemies. Brothers and sisters, do you know? The more you think of not to be tempted, in fact, the more you will fall into the trap. How we can overcome the temptation? That's to be filled by the Lord. Our mind, our spirits, to be filled by the Lord. The bad things are not easy can enter into our mind. I'd like to encourage you all to think of the Lord's heart to you. You're worthy to enjoy the Lord's appreciation and praising every day. Remember, you are the perfect one of the Lord. You are altogether beautiful. There's no flaw in you. And you shall shout for joy because of all this truth. Your spirit even tread on high places. May the Lord bless us. Shall we sing the hymn again? May you see the Lord's desire, and He really wants to be close to you. How you long to stay close with me. You wait and knocked at the door night. Heart to heart in the flood of love is your and my joy and pleasure. Oh Lord, I want to seek your face, stay in the light of your presence. Your spirit and mine being one, drained fully the sweet union of love.